Now, I don't know exactly what laws are going to be changed, but God says a lot of people are going to find themselves in court this year defending cases that they would not otherwise have to defend if the laws had remained the same. So we should keep that in mind. And the example that came to me when God was speaking was this case that has been hugely, and I mean excessively to the point of comicalness, blown out of proportion. And that is the Mangione case, the case of the young man who is apparently accused of shooting the CEO of United Healthcare. This young person, this guy is being paraded across the city, was paraded across the city in leg irons as if he had murdered a family of 12 and eaten them and live streamed it to a global audience. The way that America is approaching this case, the way that this case has been escalated to a federal level, as if this man killed a government minister, as if he shot Chuck Schumer or he shot a presidential figure himself, is ludicrous. It is ridiculous. It is one of the biggest displays of American pageantry and puppetry that is always masking someone else. This guy is facing terrorism charges while here in New York, less than 7 days have passed since somebody had lighter fluid poured on her and she burnt to a crisp. That person is just facing ordinary murder charges. But this person, because he shot one of the elites, because he shot someone who is not one of the poors, this person is now facing federal charges for something that happens in the Bronx. As I'm speaking, 10 people are getting it. That same bullet, one bullet. We are being sold that this person is a threat to national security, that this person with one bullet attempted to coerce all of America and put us under a terror threat. And I told you years ago that this clown nation, run by chief clowns, are going to put on a show for us. And the end of that show, the final act, you will see the National Guard, the military goose stepping across the landscape, because that is where they're going. That is what they're doing. They're modeling for us what life will be like in the beast system. You open your mouth, as my mouth is always already open and always open, and you will be sitting under Luigi Mangione charges of federal terrorism. That means that the Bronx and Brooklyn are full of terrorists. That means that the people who opened fire at that nightclub in Queens, once you release bullets in America, that automatically makes you a terrorist. So that means that ordinary murder charges should cease to exist, and everything should just be elevated to international, federal terror threats. This is the kind of thing that they're doing in front of everyone. I'm not talking about the young person's personality. I'm not talking about that guy's personality, because America's just warped anyway. So the fact that he's becoming a social media celebrity, a love interest of thirsty women, that's beside the point. It is the point of law. It is what is actually being done in front of us. Someone who is under criminal investigation himself, the city mayor, is walking with this shackled young man who's being walked slowly in public by almost 15 people. Is he Hannibal Lecter? Or did he simply shoot a greedy CEO who was refusing to sign off on other people's healthcare, who had probably a ton of enemies, which is why there's next to no sympathy for him now that he's been shot? Is this a federal level terrorist crime? This is the kind of abuse of law that is happening. Presidential pardons being handed out like Tic Tacs at the end of one administration. These things are not lost on me. I am looking, and I'm seeing in all of it exactly what God said.